Most of the people in this line are probably unaware that the number of numbers in the zip codes on their letters, like everything else in life, is going up. The U.S. Postal Service is extending the number of digits from 5 to 9. Pete Kafer's Customs Service representative explains the system.
Enable us to handle large amounts of mail more efficiently by utilizing mechanization.
Each one of the 3,000 to 4,000 letters that passes through here daily, each with a zip code beginning 295, is divided into local mailing zones by hand. When the extra numbers are added, new machines will be bought to read them, and in the long run, this will save on the cost of manual labor. The added numbers will also speed delivery, giving added information. The first 2 digits will explain the local area, the second 2 numbers, the street or block, even the floor and tall buildings. In bigger cities, different floors will have different zips, and some of the larger companies will have codes to call their own. The post office is encouraging big business to use the numbers, which will be added in hyphen form, and they'll be lowering the cost of bulk rate mailing for those who plan to do so. But what about everyone else? A quick glance through a pile of letters shows that I'm not the only one who occasionally forgets to add the zip. This card is one of the more than 6,000 codeless cards that pass here each day. Post office officials happily report that 97% of the mail is properly addressed. But who wants to have to remember 4 extra numbers?
Dumb.
Why do you say that?
Too many numbers.
Yeah, well, they say it's going to save us a lot of money. What do you think?
Won't save any money. Just slow it down. Yeah, if it helps, I guess, or if they say you have to, I guess you will. But it's dumb.
Yes.
And do you plan to use it?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I just plan to use it to keep from using the same thing all the time, 29501. I wanted something different.
I think it's a mistake.
With the Christmas crunch about to begin the 1st of next month, the post office is just beginning to promote the new zip. So far, people aren't buying the idea of extra numbers, but they are interested in the fact that it may save on postal costs. Incidentally, the post office plans to raise its rates sometime next spring. For Wpde 15 News, I'm Su Keenan.
The streets in Myrtle Beach are quiet this time of year. It's the winter season. The hotel-motel business has dropped from the summer peak occupancy of 95% to 15% occupancy from now through February. But for the last 2 years, the motel business has attracted tourists during the winter with greatly reduced rates. The winter tourists want to escape the snowbanks and high utility bills of the Northeast. Val Nicholson, who's president of the Myrtle Beach Motel Hotel Association, was one of the first to set up the reduced winter rates program.
Well, I think the real reason that we embarked on this program was the fact that we needed to attract people to Myrtle Beach in the wintertime. The alternative would be closing down completely. Now, if we closed down completely, we wouldn't have any utility bill, we wouldn't have any salaries, but we wouldn't expect to get back in the spring the experienced people that we have with us, who've been with us for many, many years. They couldn't afford to go on unemployment every winter. So the advantage to us is a kind of intangible one, that we get the better employees by having our hotel open all the time. That's one aspect to it. The other thing that I haven't mentioned is having our office and hotel open all winter enables us to take telephone reservations and handle mail and correspondence efficiently, which if we were closed would be maybe held up for a couple of months or so.
Hotel-motel operators like Val Nichols say they don't make much money off the tourists during the winter time, but there are side benefits. Advertising. They write home to people up north who are buried in 6 foot of snow and tell them about the benefits of spending the winter along the Grand Strand. In Myrtle Beach, this is Bill Silcock for Wpde 15 News.
That report is now causing a bit of controversy. The hired consultant began his one-year study last September. During that time, he says in his report, not one of the trainees failed the Academy's 10-week course. The report also says that there were several illiterates in the class who passed the test when it was read to them by someone else. The report goes on to criticize what it calls the outdated curriculum at the Academy, and instructors, it says, do not know how to teach. Officials of the Academy and some members of the Law Enforcement Council, which advises the Academy on its training, say the report is wrong. They say the consultant is incompetent, made a lot of statements he shouldn't have made. Can you tell me what the reaction has been among the men?
Well, I was up there a couple of weeks ago myself, and I went through a 3-day in-service training. I thought the program was real good, and the instructors also. I know this department, I don't know what other departments, but they're pretty choicy about the caliber of men that they hire here.
Now, I'm going to defend the academy, but even if I wasn't in law enforcement, the curriculum that we had was real good. A lot of street experience that we went through in the classrooms, plus the 2 weeks we had on the street was real good.
If you don't make it, you just don't make it, because they're strict up there and they're getting stricter all the time.
Officials here at the police department in Florence concur that the report is incorrect. I'm Su Keenan for PD 15 News.
Like most people in Florence, you probably celebrated the holiday with your family, but inmates at the Florence County Detention Center only had visitors part of the afternoon. But thanks to the cooks there, the prisoners did get to enjoy a regular turkey dinner. A few people were dashing in and out of the few grocery stores which were open today, getting last-minute items for the big meal. The bigger department stores were closed, but no doubt their employees are getting rested up for the coming holiday sales. There wasn't much traffic on the streets, but a few cars lined up at the gas stations that were open, probably anticipating the lines tomorrow morning.
As a matter of fact, probably the only ones who didn't get to spend Thanksgiving with their families were those of us in the news business. For PD 15 News, I'm Jeannie.